today, from about 2 o'clock, we had a group of staff members that were sitting here next to our centre on the lawn, really peacefully, just waiting for their pay apparently. And they were really quite chill out. And then we started to notice something. You'll see the gentleman with the white cap and the cut-off jeans, and he's coming up, he's talking to everybody, and he seems to be engaging and really having a conversation with everybody. Some of the comments from passers-by were that there was a lot of drinking going on. There was some drinking going on, but not a lot. And you'll see that evidenced when they leave. There are a couple of them that are right here in the corner that were drinking. There he goes again, soliciting the crowd, rounding up the crowd and going for it. And then here we have some silly buggers on the lawn, some guys that are dealing with it. And there again, that one gentleman is hassling a lady. She gets up, wants to smack him, gets out the way. Mr. Cut-off Jeans and his cap are still chatting with the people. It comes down to it that he and a woman are probably the main instigators and troublemakers in this whole process, but that will become evident shortly. Anyway, so they're carrying on. And then on the opposite corner, on the other side of the road, there's a group of people sitting as well, and that is where it starts. So everything is peaceful, nothing is going on. Everybody is quite calm, sitting, waiting for their pay. Right, so now, just after the green car goes past, there's a lady that walks out in her mightiness, puts her little clutch bag down, takes whatever she's got in her and drops it on the ground and stands and puts her hands on her hips, and Madam Buck stands and waits. Now, here we go. Here's Mr. Cut-off Jeans with his white hat. He's coming to lend some help on the side. You see a lady and a gentleman in the black has come out, and they are, in the entire process, try to diffuse the effort. They try to remove the lady from the middle of the road and get her to get off. So she carries on arguing, getting quite vehement here. You see the lady standing on the curb there. She's also calling for them to stop. Mr. Cut-off Jeans is now standing chatting with his buddies there in the corner, just waiting for things to hot up. And when they do, he definitely gets involved again. There's smacking each other. And this is when the Coke truck arrives. Okay, now this is where things get warmed up. He comes in again, rings the thing, puts it on the floor again, and starts arguing with the guy in black as well. And there's an argument goes on. Pushing and shoving. Lady again takes her cooler box or whatever it is, takes it away, and there's an argument. Mr. Gentleman in the black is definitely trying to diffuse the situation, and the others are trying to escalate it. I presume they're frustrated because they haven't been paid yet, and they've been sitting here for a couple of hours. Now that the Coke truck is now wanting to move before it gets out of hand, and obviously the guys now start getting agitated with him and telling him not to proceed and move on. Even the guy in black tells him to stop and wind it in. Taxis are getting past. All the other vehicles are getting past. The only one that's not getting past is the Coke truck. Probably the most vulnerable, because that's the kind of truck that would get looted. He's empty because he's just delivered his entire load to us. If I was him, I would have driven straight now, would have just turned left and actually gone straight. But he hasn't. Here it's a bit of a wider view. You can actually see they've got that group on the pavement. got the attention of everybody sitting here and watching. And they're just itching to get involved here. And sitting, waiting, just watching, biding their time. It's a bit of a circus that's going on there. There's a car that's coming through. That's probably the car that reported the situation through to the CPF. It's just, by the way, the entire incident took about 8 minutes. I've condensed bits before and after, but the action bit was probably 8 minutes. You'll see that Mr. Cut-Off jeans and his hat and his lady in kaftan dress are still in the middle of everything. Guy in black still trying to dismantle it here. Guy just came running, smacked the sign. I can see here now the things are getting warmed up. Now the police arrive. Rocks are starting to be placed on the road. The guys throw the rocks up in the air. It's this can go either way. Can go full-scale riot or can get diffused. Watch this. They're picking up the rocks. This chap here that's just running back to the signboard here that hit the signboard, he's just itching to get the things to go. The coke truck actually is taking his chance getting forward. The lady that started it all picked stuff up. You can see the rest of the crowd is just watching and waiting. Should we get involved or shouldn't we get involved? What should we do? Police don't seem to have gone out of the vehicle, but it does seem to have diffused the situation slightly, that they are there. Once the coke truck gets through, and he does get through without incident, the situation is diffused because the demonstrators have moved onto the pavement and are now on the other side. And shortly, more police and more security personnel will arrive, at which point the entire group disperses. But you'll see there's one or two of the guys actually picking up stones and moving them. And they're still getting aggro with even the ore trucks standing in the middle of the road. Really a powder keg here, and that is how easy a thing like this can go off. And of course the chaps here, right here on the bottom left hand side here, they're just standing all too gleefully looking to see if there's going to be action, there's going to have something happen. And you see that it's pretty much died down now. Police have stopped on the other side of the road. Guys have calmed down. Police have been here all the time. They've been in and out, stopping and starting. That's why we know that this group was waiting for their pay. We're not entirely sure what the result was or why the employer didn't come to pay, or if he actually did come to pay, because at the end they, as one, actually all head down that Park Street away where we can't see them. And so we actually don't know if their employer arrived or whether or not they simply dispersed. You see, here they go. They just suddenly, as one, depart and disappear. They go. Remembering that these people have been here since 12 o'clock.